All right, good Saturday evening to you, everyone. Meteorologist Matt Wintz. Want to get you an update here. Thanks for joining us, WKYC.com. Obviously, a dynamic storm system moving overhead, so I want to bring you the latest. This is being recorded here as of Saturday evening around 8 o'clock. We'll have another update on the TV side of things coming up around 11. So we've been in and out of the rain today. We shattered records all across northern Ohio today. 70 degrees officially in Cleveland. We were in the upper 60s to near 70 elsewhere. Temperatures are still very mild here as of Saturday night. Cold front still off to our west. You notice the rainfall's been in and out. Yeah, that's mixing with snow out over the lake. There's also a frontal boundary right out over the lake. Cleveland dropped into the 40s for a good portion of the evening. We're back to the warmth again as we get one final surge with this weather system, but a very complex system. We've had severe weather ongoing over the last 60 hours from the southern tier of the United States back towards the central plain states. It's been a snowstorm on the northern side of things. They've had ice up in Michigan, an ice storm with that. For us, we're actually not on the bad side of the storm system with the warmth. We've had the rain. We've had some minor flooding across the viewing area as well. And thankfully, though, all the severe weather has been far to the south and east. So a whole smorgasbord worth of watches and warnings ongoing. These are all your severe thunderstorms and tornado warnings currently. All of the things you see here in the tan, kind of yellowish color and the orange, that's for wind. And we've obviously got the high wind warning we've been talking about here on WKYC.com that goes into effect tonight. Then notice the snow and all the flooding in between. So lots going on. But locally, what we've got one more wave of rainfall here that'll clear out over the next hour or so. But this is the area we need to watch. This is the actual area of low pressure. With this, it's tying into some very, very strong jet stream wind up above it. And that is mainly coming down to the surface. So we've got damaging wind potential as this part of the storm system slides into the area. We've got a couple hours, I think somewhere between about 11 o'clock and 1 a.m. And we could see gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour. And that would be enough to knock down power lines and perhaps bring down some tree limbs. We've got snow on the backside. That should stay there. Boy, these temperatures have been all over the place today. We're still in the 60s. Notice we've dropped to the 40s, even 30s off to the north. Frontal boundary kind of sagging in like this. But remember that push we've got down to the south and the west. That's going to bring this warmth back up to the lakeshore again, I think, over the next couple hours before we all get in on the cold air later today or tonight on into your Sunday. But very, very fascinating. You go from the west side of Cleveland out to the east side. You go from the 40s to the 60s here this evening. Very interesting. And the winds kind of tell the story. Here's that push of warmth. Notice the push of cold kind of battling right over northern Ohio here this evening. And that will continue to take shape over the next couple hours. So look at this. We've got strong winds tonight. Winds are pretty calm near the lakeshore now. They are really going to ramp up. These are the sustained numbers. But again, those gusts between 11 and about 1 o'clock could exceed 60 as that low really brushes through. Look at the temperatures. Expected to peak back to 60, then back down as we bring in that colder air. And now look at kind of how the wind gusts are going to look on the map here. We're going to focus on the yellow number. That's your wind gust potential. Light winds off to the north, gusty down towards Akron, Canton. Here's this push with that area low pressure with gusts possible over 50, maybe 60 at times. You see Worcester, maybe 55 says our model, 50 in Ravenna, a little bit lighter off to the west. And then eventually that wind will continue to carry itself out. And watch how quickly we wind down tomorrow. By 10 o'clock in the morning, we're talking pretty light winds outside. And by afternoon, high pressure is quickly taking shape over the area. And that will really bring in a tranquil evening after a very active weather pattern. In terms of rainfall, not a whole lot more for here. Maybe about a quarter of an inch, half an inch at most. But most of the rain is going to be heading off to the east. It's the wind potential tonight. Then we get colder behind that. Not a lot of snow. And lots of active weather beyond that as we go to next week. And again, we'll have an update on WKYC coming up at 11 o'clock. Thanks for joining us here on WKYC.com.